What's up, YouTube? In this video, I'm going to be doing something a little bit different. We're going to be doing a puzzle called Platformer by rockratzero. This is a Sudoku with a couple variants in there, so I just wanted to do something a little bit different to add to my normal New York Times Hard Sudoku content and LA Times Weekly Impossible Sudoku content. So before we start, be sure to subscribe for more videos like this. If you enjoy Sudoku at all, I think you'll enjoy being a subscriber. And I am going to try and put more videos like this out there, something different from time to time besides New York Times Hard and LA Times Impossible. So be sure to subscribe if you enjoy that kind of content, and if you'd like to try this puzzle yourself, there is a link in the description. So with that out of the way, let me explain the rules first before we fill the grid. All right, there we go. All right, so we have normal Sudoku rules, which is 9 by 9, just placing the digits 1 through 9 once each in every row, column, and 3 by 3 box. We also have arrow Sudoku in this puzzle. So if you're not familiar, arrow Sudoku, you have these circles throughout the grid, and the digits that are in the circles represent the sum of the digits on the arrows. So if you had like let's say a 2 and a 5 here, this would be a 7. Or if you already had a digit in the circle, then you'd have to have like a 2, 6 here, for example, just as an example. You also have killer cages, which are these outlined regions, the dotted line with the number up in the corner, and that just represents the sum of the digits in that cage. So these 3 cells here are going to add to 11. These 3 will add to 14. Digits may not repeat in a cage. And I think that's just kind of redundant in this puzzle anyway, because all of these cages are in the same region. Like these 3 cells are in the same box. These 3 cells are in the same row. Some puzzles you're going to find a cage like this, and you normally might be able to repeat a digit like this, but if it's in the same cage, you can't do that. And those are killer cages. And then you also have this inequality symbol, which is actually a less than sign right here. And that just means that whatever digit goes in this cell has to be less than this digit. So those are the rules. And so let's fill the grid. Let me just restart it here. There we go. Okay. So a couple things down here that I notice. We have a 7 cage right here, 3 cell 7 cage, and there's only one option for that. So if you're familiar with killer Sudoku, you may already know this, but if you think about it, there's only one way to add to 7 with 3 unique digits, and that's going to be 1, 2, and 4. You have to have a 1. If you didn't have 1 as an option, then the lowest that's going to add to is 9. You'll have 2, 3, and 4. That'll be 9. So you have to have a 1, and the other 2 have to add to 6. So the only other option there is 2, 4. You can't do 3, 3. So it has to be a 1, 2, 4. Now over here, this 22 killer cage, 22 3-cell killer cage. Without the 5 as an option, your only option there is 6, 7, 9. So again, if you think about it, like 4 is going to be too low. You can't have a 4 in there ever, because you'd have to have the other 2 add to 18, and you would have to do 9 and 9. And 5's already been taken out, so 6, 7, 8, and 9 is the only option. But if you took the 8 out, or I mean, if you took the 7 out, let's say you did 6, 8, and 9, that's going to be too high. 17 and 6 is 23. So this is the only combination that works. And so now it looks like we have a roping situation, which means that you're going to have the same triples in all 3 of these boxes, because this 1, 2, 4 points into this box now. So these have to be 1, 2, and 4. And now this is a triple. It's 5, 3, 8. 6, 7, 9 points over here. So 6, 7, 9 will be up here. Down here will be the 5, 3, 8 for this box. This is going to be the 1, 2, 4. This is going to be the 6, 7, 9. And this is going to be 5, 3, 8. All right, so before we move on to anything else, what you want to do is look and see if you have any 9s on these arrows, because you can't have a 9 on the arrow. 9 plus whatever is going to be too high for this cell. So we can take 9 off of here, 9 off of here. So one thing about this cell, we know it's an 8 now, because this is going to be at least a 6. And 3 and 5 are just too low. You're going to have 6 plus something is got to be at least 7. So this is an 8. Let's just place that. And that also removes 4 now from this cell, because if we did put a 4 now on this cell, this would have to be a 4. That's not possible for a couple reasons. One, you can't repeat the digit in the column or the box. You also have this triple pointing here, so just take the 4 out of there. We could take 8 out of here, and the reason for that is if we made this an 8, the only options here are 3 and 5, and 8's not less than either of those, so that's not an 8. And then over here, what I want to do is look at the options for this sum. This is going to be 6 plus at least 1. So this is going to be at least 7, and it could be 8 or 9. So the options here are going to be 1, 2, and 3. But this can't be a 1, because if we made this a 1, this would have to be a 10. So this can't be a 1. So the only options for this cell now are 8 and 9. So we have 2 and 9 or 3 and 8. This cell here, or I mean this cage here, it's a 5 killer cage. So the only 2 ways you're getting to 5 are 1, 4, and 2, 3. And we can actually rule 2, 3 out, because if we made this a 2, 3 to add to 5, you can see that you wouldn't have anything to place in this cell. So this can be only a 1, 4. And now 5 actually points up here, and there's no other place for 5 now in this box, so 5 is in that cell there, and 5's in one of these cells. And we actually need, oh, okay, we need a 6. Well, actually over here, we can take 7 out of there, because the lowest this can be now, without the 1 here, 6 plus 2 is 8. Okay. So we actually still need a 6 and a 7 for this box. And we don't know where it's going to go, but it'll be in one of these 3 cells, which will point to this cell and make it a 9. And we can actually just make all of these 2, 3, 6, 7. Yeah, okay. Now over here, this cage here is only 6, so we can only do 1, 5 or 2, 4 for that cage. Can't do 3 and 3. The 15 cage is actually pretty restricted as well. You can't go 5 or lower, because 5 would have to have a 10 to go with it to add to 15. So this has to be, let's see, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's going to make this at least 7, so that's a 7, 8, or 9. We can take 9 off of this cell, actually, because it's on an arrow, which removes 6 from this, because if you take 9 out of here, like if you had a 6 here, you'd have to have a 9 here, so we can take both of them out, 9 and 6. And then this cell here is going to be a 1, 2, 3. I don't think it can be higher than 3, because if it was a 4, the lowest you could do is 4 plus 6 is 10. That's not good. All right, so now what do we do? Let's look at this 9 cage. There's only 3 ways to add to 9 in a killer cage. 1, 2, and 6, 1, 3, and 5, and 2, 3, and 4. So we don't know yet. If it's 2, 3, 4, it won't have a 1. If it's the other 2 options, it has to have a 1 in there. But let's think about this. This can't be a 1 or a 2, because this has to add to at least 3. So let's put 3, 4, 5, 6. Now it can't be 7, 8, or 9 either. Like this could add to higher than that, but it's in a 9 cage, so you're not going to have a 7. There's a 7 in the box already, but even if there wasn't, you can't have a 7 in here because you'd have to do 1 and 1. So this is, we have this down to 3, 4, 5, 6. All right. Is there anything else we can do with this? Let's see. 6 and 1 is 7. 6 and 2. Yeah, I'm trying to think. So this has to be at least a 7. So what if we did not do a 5? I'm trying to see if this has to be a 5. If we take the 5 out, we could do 4 and 2. We can't do 4 and 4 because it repeats. So 4 and 2 is 6. That's the highest. So you have to have a 5 on here. This has to be a 5. And that makes this a 1. That makes this a 3. Okay. This is not going to be 1 now. We could have resolved this here too. This 12 killer cage. After we place this 8, we could have seen that this has to add to 4. I just noticed it now because I created this 2, 4 pair. So this is actually a 1. Oop, and a 3, and now this is 5 actually. So yeah, this adds up. You always want to make sure everything's adding up. So 8 plus 3 plus 1 is 12. That's good. The 5s now all interact. Putting a 5 in one of those 2 cells. And that actually eliminates 3, 5 as an option for adding to 8. So the only ways you're going to add to 8 for this side is also going to be either 1 and 7 or 2 and 6. It can't be 3 or 5 now. 3 and 5. Can't be 4 and 4. So this is 1, 2, 6, 7. Let's take 1 out of here, and therefore 7 out of here. Three comes out of here. So we're down to 1, 2 on this cell. This is also a quad, so that's kind of something to look at there. So specifically, let's see how it affects this. Yeah, I mean, it's a quad. We got 5 filled in. So what do we need here? We need 3, 4, 5, and 9. This can't be a 4 because of the 1, 4 pair pointing to it, which means that 4 has to be up here somewhere. There's nowhere else in this column for it to go. This is not going to be a 9. Way too high for what we're looking at here. Okay, so 5. And this is no lower than a 3 now because of that quad. So this can't be a 3. So you could have 3 and 1, 3 and 2, 3 and 3 doesn't work. 4 and 1 or 2 is fine, 5 and 1. So this is only a 1 or a 2. Only a 1 or a 2. All right, let's go back over here. I think you still have, so again with the 9, like you have 1, 3, and 1, 2, and 6. So if this was a 1, 1, 2, and 6 is not an option for this 9 cage because it eliminates everything from this cell. These are the only options because of that arrow. If it wasn't for that arrow, we'd have a whole lot more options there, but this can't be a 1, 2, 6. It's either got to be a 1, 3, 5 or a 2, 3, 4. So actually we can take the 6 out of here. All right, so this is down to 4, 5. Which means this can't be a 5. So that's down to 3, 4. 1 and 4 is 5. 2 and 3 is 5. 1 and 3 is 4. Okay, so this options for this 9 cage are 2, 3, and 4, or 1, 3, and 5. 2, 3, and 4, or 1, 3, and 5. So either way, there's a 3. There's got to be a 3. Actually, this has to be a 3. 3 points up here. This is a 3. Okay. So we're either going to have 2, 3, 4, or 1, 3, 5. Does that mean this is a 1, 2? Let's see, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, because this can't be a 2. So 2, 3, 4 would be an option. Or 1, 3, 5. Okay, so now that is a 1, 2 pair. That makes this a 4. That makes this 2. Makes this 9. Come over here, make that 8, and that 9, and that 2. Okay, nice. Come over here and eliminate that 2, and that eliminates the 6. The 9 coming out of here means that this is not 6 anymore. So now we have a 7, 8 pair. And there's 2 ways we're going to get to 9. There's 7 and 2, 1 and 8. So those are both options. The 9, though, eliminates 9 down here. And we have more stuff over here. With the 8 placed, this is now 3. This is 8. 8. 3 in the corner, yeah. All right. Okay, 8 and 2. So 8 is 2 plus 6. That's 7. What about here? 1 plus 7 is 8, and 4 plus nothing is 8. You can't have another 4, so this has to be 7 and 1. Now that's 4. Okay, that's 4. That's 1, 2 now. Very nice. Okay, this is 5, 9. Now, 9 can't be in this 11 cage, because if you had a 9 in the 11 cage, you'd have to have 1 and 1. So this can't be a 9. It must be a 5. Because actually it's a 5, 9 pair, and if it can't be a 9, the 9 goes here, the 5 goes here. All right, so now 9 is not there. Let's see, we got 7 and 8 right here. So over here, this is no longer 7. 6, 7, and 8. So this is only 6 or 8 up here. Okay, we still don't know about this 9 cage. So we do know with this though, up in this 11 cage, we need a 6. So the only way we're going to get to 6 actually was with 2 and 4. Because 1 and 5 is out because we already have a 5 in the box, or in the killer cage. 2 and 4 is an option, 3 and 3 is not. So actually we can place a 4 here and a 2 here. That's how we get there. And so this is a 3. And we still can't resolve this. This could be still a 1 or 2, but this is not 3 anymore. All right, down here we can actually resolve that. Okay, this is a pair here. What is it, 3 and 6? Oh, we can resolve it, 3, 6. So this is a 1, 8. I'm going to take these corner marks out here. Okay, this is coming along good. Right, what do I do now though? So, okay, one of these is a 3. Don't know how important that is right now. I guess I'm trying to think, how can I resolve this? If this is a 2, this is a 1, 3, 5. If this is a 1, this is a 2, 3, 4. I can't resolve that yet. What is this? Let's look at these 4 cells. We need a 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, and 6. All right, so this is not 4, that's not 2, that's not 2 or 3. I don't know. Let's see. I don't think there's much we could do. So 1's going to be, 1 will be in one of these 3 cells. 9's going to be in one of these 3 cells. I don't know if all this is what I should be looking at, or so 9's not on this arrow. That's interesting. So 9. Let's look at this top row. We need 1, 2, 6, or no, we need 1, 6, 8, 9. 1, 6, 8, 9, that's not 9. Oh, this is not 9. Yeah. Seven and 2, 8 and 1. What can I do with this 14 cage here? I don't know. Oh, we have a 1-2 pair. Good grief. Sitting right there. That's what I'm trying to look for. Just regular Sudoku stuff here, because this is like a lot of combinations here for the 14. So 1, 2 points here. Okay, makes that 8 and 1. That is 2. That is 1. Okay, so this is 1, 3, 5 now. That makes this 2. That makes this 4. Very nice. Very nice. All right, let's see. Come down here, let's clean this up a little bit. This is an 8, this is 5. This is not 2 anymore. Let's see. Oh, we got one more digit in this row. Let's do the easy stuff. Why don't we? This is a 7. Okay, so this is either going to be 8 or 9 right here. This actually can never be a 6 or 8, so it can only be a 1, because if it was a 6 or 8, it would be too high, right? So this is 1, and now this is 8. So 8 and 1 is 9, plus 5 is 14. That gives us 9 and 5 right here. All right, I think that might be the last little piece. That's 9. Okay, so this is 4 and 6, right? Don't know the order. Oop. But we can now place this order, 7 and 8, 6, 7, 9. All right, let's take care of this here. This is not 1. We got 1 in the column, 7 in the column. This isn't 1 anymore, so we need something to add to 8. It's not going to be 3, 5. So remember, 1, 7. So the only other option is 2, 6, because it can't be 3, 5, because 5 is over here. Can't be 4 and 4. So this has to be a 2, 6 combination, which means that this is a 3. That's 2, 6. Come over here, that's not 3. All right, 2, 6 points down here, makes that 9, that's 7, that's 6. Now this is 2 to add to 8. And now we know the combination here is 1, 7. That's 6. 3, 7. 4, 1. Okay, yeah, we're just finishing up here. So this is 6. This is 2, 3, 6. And all this stuff, I mean, I just leave the checker on there because, I mean, I could explain each one, but like, you know, you can see this is the last digit in the column. So obviously that's going to be a 4. Like right here, we're down to 2, 6. So 2 points here. That's why this is a 2. So it's just like to leave that on because this can get pretty complicated. We're down to the last 3 though. Let's fill that in. We need a 9 here. We need a 4 here, it looks like. And the last digit is 8. Excellent. All right, that was a good puzzle. I liked that. I always have to think extra carefully, more so than, I mean, I always try to think carefully with Sudoku, but on these variants, I really have to be careful, be careful to think through the logic before I actually place a digit, because it's very easy with killer cages, especially when you have multiple variants going on, to make a mistake and then get pretty far into the puzzle and then finally realize like, oh, I made a mistake somewhere, and then you don't know where it was. So you just want to like take your time with any Sudoku variant, and with Sudoku generally, but with a variant especially, make sure that you know, everything is making sense logically as you go through. That way you don't end up with a contradiction at the end. You don't want that. So this was definitely a good puzzle, a nice challenge. Let me know if you did do the puzzle, how you enjoyed it, what you thought of it, and I'll see you next time.